What up, Talking Fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's special episode of Knuckle Up. We're doing the knockout of the week. I got my buddy Neil here with me. Neil the Deal from his show on our channel as well. Neil, what's going on? How you
Hey,
doing
Mike,
today?
how are you? Thanks a lot for having me out tonight here, Talking Fight, knockout of the week. Really appreciate it, Mike. Thanks.
Yeah, so how'd you like that new intro?
Oh, I love the intro. The intro is fantastic.
Right?
I really like it, man. It really
Thank you.
looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, we're doing new things here, Talking Fight all the time. Always be on the lookout for new stuff. Always. Guys, you know what it is, man. It's the knockout of the week. We're definitely going to talk about it. Zhilei Zhang's thunderous blow. Wow. He just Joyce got Joyce, man. For
Got
sure.
Zhang.
He did. And you know what the best part is I've put together a little flip book of this knockout for everybody to see. So you know what? We're going to get right into it. We'll show it, and then we'll discuss it, break it down for all the folks, and then we'll let all the people out here know the runners up as well, because there were also some great knockouts this weekend. Many to talk about. So yeah, we'll get right into it. Guys, here it is. Look at this. Big bang coming through, throws up that big left, and just follows through with this big right out of nowhere. Joyce, no answer for that shot, no blocking it. You know, just fell like a ton of bricks, man. Like, look at this. Towered.
That's the first time he's ever been on the canvas, is it not, Mike?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, guys. That's
Yeah.
the first time he's been on the canvas. This was a huge one. Don't know what he's gonna do next. There's a lot of things that he has to go back to the drawing board and fix. It's definitely showing that there's a hole in his game. He was doing well in the first two rounds. In the third, in the end of the second, he kind of got rocked by that left. His feet weren't really underneath him a lot. Maybe he was still a little concussed coming out in that third round, but he was staying clear of that left that whole fight, and then just kind of caught himself off guard there, not protecting from that right while blocking that big left. He took pretty savage beating. What are your thoughts?
Well, Mike, I think it's maybe time for Joyce to get a retirement party together.
maybe. I don't think it's the last we'll see of him. I think he's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got some holes in his game, definitely. He delivered that devastating third round knockout to win, his WBO interim heavyweight title rematch. Zhang, he's looking on the up. Joyce had been the mandatory challenger for Alexander Usyk's WBO heavyweight belt before he lost the first time in the pro ranks to Zhang in April. So, that contest was stopped in the sixth round, if you guys remember, from Joyce's right eye that had been just swollen shut because back then he had no answer for big bangs left. Neil, break it down for these people, man. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts of the first fight compared to the second fight? And what do you think Zhang really needs to do here? And what do you think Joyce needs to fix?
Well, guys, the way I saw it, the first fight, he had no answer for that overhand left. That left was the problem. And I noticed in the second fight that Joyce had compensated for that a little bit. He kept moving to his left. But what he didn't realize was there was that thunderous right coming in right behind it. So Zhang has power in both hands, which as everybody seems to feel that he has that devastating left. But he just proved that he has power in both hands. He took down a big guy, 270-pound Joe Joyce.
Over 280 for that one, guys.
Almost 280.
I believe he weighed in more than 280 for that fight. I believe he was about 281 3/4, and Zhang came in at I think 286 or 287 3/4 for that. So, Joyce came in 20 pounds heavier than his last fight, really, because he came in at
I think it showed. It wasn't a good performance by Joyce at all, as everybody saw. He looked very slow to me, Mike. He was pawing. His punches were like pawing punches. He didn't have any power behind his shots. It was very strange. He wasn't ripping shots, if you know what I mean. If you look at the second fight on the weekend, I don't think he threw any hard. Like even his body punches were very weak and very. I didn't really get it. Zhang, came out. Obviously, in the first round, they just kind of pawed each other,
Right.
kind of felt each other out a little bit. But by the second round, Zhang started putting some
Right.
pressure on him, and it seemed like he was very, very, very slow. And his power was not there. His combination punching was
Right.
non-existent. Zhang instantly saw that and realized that every time he throws the left, that he was moving to his left to stay away from it. So I guess he was told, "Hey, that right could be the answer," and there it was in the third round. Basically, through that, it was basically a left hand body shot. Uh, Joyce basically moved a little bit to
Yeah.
his right, kind of ducked under it, but then left himself wide open for the overhand straight right,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
nailed him dead on the button, and Joyce went face down, and that was the end of that. As soon as I saw that punch, I was like, "That's it. Show's finished.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You
Christmas."
know what? Yeah. To be honest, yes. I believe that I wouldn't want to be hit with either one of Big Bang's hands, man, because honestly, he's showing that he does have massive power in both. For Joyce, this is what Zhang said. He said he was coming back, to end his career, and that's what he set out to do. He told him that he was back to end his career, and he could have proved true to his words with this wonderful defeat from the Juggernaut, who now faces questions over where he goes from here, guys. Zhang used his moment though to call out Tyson Fury, saying his name in the ringside interview. Quote, to the audience, I want you to ask a question. Do you want to see me shut Tyson Fury up? End quote. That
Huh.
is it. Honestly,
Well,
huge. Well, when we talk Zhang now, opponents, okay, Zhang will have to stay busy fighting the best possible available and willing opponent for December, and then see how things look in the title picture for the first quarter of 2024. So some of the options for Zhang to fight in December would be Anthony Joshua, Efe Jagba, Joseph Parker, Otto Wallen, Martin Bacoli, Arslanbek Magomedov, Jared Anderson, Frank Sanchez, Andy Ruiz Jr. These are some just possible names that he could fight in December just to stay busy before we enter 2024, where honestly he looks like he's going to be the mandatory for Usyk, his WBO, which Joe Joyce was before their first fight. So a lot of big things going on here in this heavyweight division. Super looking forward to to the new year. Really, a lot of these names on here are doing big things in that heavyweight division. Honestly, I want to show it one more time. Let's just show this one more time for the fans out there, just so they can see it. Yeah,
yeah,
here it
check
is,
it out.
guys. Here's this big right to the body, bang, and just follows through. Joyce, see, arm down, shoulder not even protecting, and this right just connects right on the button. And honestly, a big man like that connecting like that, usually when you land on your face like this, you know,
Show
yeah,
finished.
it's one of those things where when you land like that straight on your face, you're not getting up, man. Zhang walked away in confidence, knowing fully well that thunderous blow has now put him on the map. He has been on the map before, people. If you don't know him now, you definitely know Zhilei Big Bang Zhang, and he's looking to shut Fury up. He's looking to be the best Chinese world champion ever, the only heavyweight one. Only time will tell, and we're going to see him hopefully in December against one of those names that I mentioned, and see what's going on for 2024 when it comes to title contention and shot. But let's talk about some of these other ones. Let's start off. You know what? Let's talk about Yard. What were your thoughts on Anthony Yard doing what he has in the past? He looks like he looked pretty fresh.
Yeah, no, to me, Yard looked good. I really liked. He came out with a little bit of bounce in the step. Finally, after that loss he had better Biev in his
Yeah,
last bout. So it's good that he came back with a great performance. He looked really good to me. He was moving around the ring really well. He cut off the ring really well. He basically he basically
yeah,
schooled that guy instantly. I think that that guy was a little bit of a little lesser Silva than a guy like Better Biev. but they needed to get his confidence up, and that was definitely a confidence booster for
Honestly,
sure.
honestly,
He looked really
Silva,
good. His combination punching was really good.
Silva was
Uh,
22-8 going into that versus Anthony Yards
yeah,
23-3-0. So
yeah,
it's one of those things. Yeah, our Yard has said he has quoted saying he has targeted a third world title shot, and he believes he will make it third time lucky after his fight of the year contender against unified light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev. The Illaford fighter was stopped by the Canadian in 8 rounds of a pulsating clash at Wembley Arena in January. His second aborted world title challenge after a defeat by Sergey Kovalev in 2019. But he's received much acclaim from the performance, that he had with Beterbiev, rocking before he got succumbed to the end, right? And this performance actually, I was pretty impressed. And if he's looking to make it a third world title shot, I think he's a dangerous guy. Be on the lookout for him. But congrats to him and his big KO of the night. Really, it was a KO. Uh, Thoughts? What were your thoughts?
yeah. He showed power in that right again. Definitely, he gave it to him really really good. He had him up against the ropes, and that right did the damage for him. But before that, I noticed that his speed seemed to come back. Like he was a little slower, I think, in the better BF fight. Maybe it's only because it was a tougher opponent or whatever. But he really had a good step going in that fight, and he looked like he was determined to show people his what he can do and what he's all about. And he didn't disappoint. That's definitely he came in there, he did the job, and he took him out in the second round, and that was the end
Yeah.
of that.
Um, you know, he's called out Boazzi. So he wants Josh Boazzi for his clash next year. He's called it out. That's what he wants. I could see that going on. That'd be a great fight. Yard, he's got that heavy right hand. Early in this fight, just destroyed him. And Boazzi, same
Yeah,
thing. He's one of these guys. He's got those big right hands too. So this would be a good matchup. I'd like to see this one. After a quiet start in round two, Yard's power, shown through as he landed that straight right hand and dropped Silva, like just dropped him. What?
like a
Yeah.
sack of
Oh
potatoes. That
yeah.
was it.
Like lights
Finished.
were out. He was down. He was out for the
He was
count.
done.
Then I want to talk about we got to talk about the young guy,
The
Moses
kid.
Saituma, the kid that's
Whew.
looking to break Mike Tyson's record by becoming the youngest world heavyweight champion of all time. He's looking to break that. Moses Saituma improves to 5-0 with a first round stoppage over Emne Bushetta. And wow, this one, what a shot, man. What were what were
Wow.
your thoughts on this one? Because honestly, it was a
Whew.
lights out situation there for this one. Uh, you know, this heavyweight prodigy, he wasted no time in recording this KO. These guys clashed on the other card of the rematch. If you guys didn't see it, um, Ituma was there in devastating fashion. He dropped his opponent twice with a pair of uppercuts and got the knockout in round one. Honestly, he put the guy down on his knees, made it look like he was praying to God that the fight was over. you know, uh, it was
Oh
a
yeah.
big one. Two real nasty uppercuts. Early in round one, Ituma landed a thunderous uppercut that saw Bouchette collapse, just collapse. The Belgian fighter barely got back up, but then Ituma pounced quickly, and then he was against the ropes. And at this point, Ituma unleashed a barrage of punches with that final blow coming from another uppercut, and Bouchette just sunk down to his knees. And that was
That was
it,
it.
man. This kid, he's got a bright future. Um, where would you like to see him go?
Well, I was really impressed with Ituma. Honestly,
He
I
does have an older brother
he
too,
looks strong.
Carol.
Yeah, I understand his brother was in the crowd
Yeah,
that night, so he had the family all there for him, rooting for him. But man, he came out and he that was a great display. Honestly, the speed on him was fantastic. The power in both hands was amazing. His combination punching was fantastic. This is an 18-year-old kid,
Yeah.
right, Mike? So with this
Five,
kind of
five
ability,
fights this year. 5 fights this year.
yeah,
He's staying busy. He
yeah,
said, you know, if he could, if there's no injuries, he'd have 100 fights in a year. He doesn't care. He wants to be active, you know. And despite only being 18 years old, this kid has, wants to step up quickly, and he's already plotting his route to world title. As when he asked about the main event between Joyce and Zhang, he said, "If I want to achieve what I want to achieve, then these guys could be my next opponents." That's what he's saying. He believes that he is.
oh, he's not. Yeah, he's not ducking anybody, eh, Mike? Already at.
Yeah,
He's very
very.
hungry. You can tell, and I like hungry fighters because that produces exciting
Yeah,
fights. And this kid, honestly, like I said, that was a great display after being what his fifth
yep,
fight, and man, the power of that uppercut was apparent. He just basically
yeah,
flattened him, right? The two uppercuts that he used, and right off the hop, I mean, first round TKO, KO right there, and that was it. It was basic. It was over from there. But I'm looking forward to seeing him in his next fight as the competition gets a little
right.
stiffer for him. But I can't see him. I can't see him floundering or fluttering or whatever you want to call it. He looks like he's going to be a legitimate contender in the next 12 to 18 months, 24 months, something along maybe a year or
Yeah,
two. And we'll be seeing him in the heavyweight division now too. And it's just getting
yeah, man, it's getting
stacked.
stacked, guys.
It's
There's all
so
these young guys
stacked.
coming up through the ranks there. Everything's getting stacked. It's going to be great. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it, man. It's a glamour. That is the glamour division. The big guys, the heavyweights. What everybody wants to see. They want to see two juggernauts going at it, man. There are a lot of juggernauts coming up. It seems that these guys are all pushing these big heights and weights now. 6'6", 270 is not something to it's not something new. It's not something.
There's a lot of big beefy guys
There
up there
is, there
now.
is, there are a lot of guys, man. It could almost be a super heavyweight division at this point, but we got a lot of big guys coming up through the ranks, a lot of power. A lot of these young guys are showing that they have tons of finishing power now, and still haven't even hit that old man strength, man. I want to see these guys when they're hitting that 25, 26, 27 year old, and they get that old man strength that we all know and love. And then watch these guys with some devastating knockouts, man, because these guys are already clipping people to the point where, the lights are out. The lights are out on these guys.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who's up next for
Exactly.
Atuma. I
Exactly.
mean, it'll be very interesting to see
They're
that
definitely
who
pushing
he's
him
going to
quick.
be faced with.
He's got a goal. They're pushing him quick. They're going to strategically plan his opponents, and you know what? Maybe by the end of next year, if he stays busy enough, we see him for some sort of world title. Could be a possibility.
Can
Yeah.
only hope.
One more I want to touch on. I want to touch on this guy, Alois Yombi. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Yombi,
This
Yombi.
this this guy just, man, he's making quick work of his opponents lately, and wow, honestly, I don't know what to say. He came through with a brilliant knockout here. Had to find this video on cell phone just because it was on. I believe it was before the bell in that section. So, but wow, this kid, he's making quick work of people. His last fight was only 27 seconds before he fought Eric Nazaran last night, or sorry, not last night, Saturday night. This one, 38 seconds of round. Okay,
Yeah,
his fight before that um, was another devastating one. It was a huge KO in the third. Um, this one, 27 seconds into the third, but he had dropped his opponent in the first round, and then KO'd by the left hook to the head, and no count was given. So he's putting people to sleep. The fight before that, he took on Jiri Kirijic, or Kiriji. Yeah,
yeah,
Kirijic.
Parigi.
38 seconds of the first round.
I know. Guy's devastating people in less than 45
Yeah, like
seconds. Like,
it's pretty nuts. This guy he's really got some power in the hands. This guy's coming out of
oh,
nowhere.
big time.
I just recently stumbled onto him a couple of fights ago. with some of these devastating knockouts that you're seeing. The KO by a left hook to the body, 38 seconds first round. 38 seconds. Eric Nazarene, Nazarene down prior to the stoppage. Like he was down prior to the stoppage, and then it was over, man. Big this series, another guy with some heavy hands. Right now, he's had 9 bouts. He's 7-2 with 6 KOs. He's only 20 years old. Nicknamed the Animal, and he is definitely showing it. Definitely going to keep my eye on this guy.
Well, he did sign a 5-year contract with Frank Warren's production company, and so we're going to be seeing quite a bit of him, I'm sure, over the next few years, signing that 5-year contract last year, I believe.
Definitely. Oh, sorry, guys. His pro record is 5-1 with 5 wins coming by knockout. Yeah, huge. Yeah,
5-1. Yeah,
that's it. Sorry, had to correct. But yeah, no, he's currently ranked 17 out of 54 in the cruiserweight division, and he is also ranked 167th out of 1,162 in the world. 6 foot tall, 20 years old. Remember the name, guys. The Animal. Great knockout him as well. Unfortunately, it was real tiny, so you really had to squint to watch it. But guys, you know what I'll do for you? I will drop all the links to all the knockouts that we just discussed for this week's show in the comments, so you guys don't have to go and search for them. Just click, watch, let me know what you think. If you guys find another knockout that you think is better than we picked, let me know. And I will always reconsider. And if a new winner has to be crowned, then a new winner has to be crowned. But guys, for me, Zhilei Zhang, Thunderous blow, breaks down Joyce over 3, puts him to sleep. Guys, before we get out of here, I'm going to show it one more time. Oh, here it is. Nice big.
That left of the body, and then the overhand right, straight on the button.
Yeah, look at this. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. What a thunderous blow. Massive. Good.
I don't think Joyce was expecting
I don't even
that.
think Joyce knew where he was for the next 5 minutes after this shot, to be honest. Like, seriously, he was down. You like how I put that little...
He was a little woozy.
Like how I put that little hiccup in there, right? So you get to see it twice. But yes, there it is, guys.
Well, like I said, Joyce didn't look like he had anything going for him right from the bell. The way I looked at it, he really didn't look good at all. Even in the press conference, he kind of looked. If you watch the press conference, he was very calm and cool, and sort of. He didn't look excited about the fight. He didn't look like he was. He had no hatred on for Zhang in any way. It was not that I'm saying that they should or anything, but he just came out and he just did not have anything in the tank at all. Just watch the fight, and he was very lethargic and slow, and his punches had no oomph, no beef on them. And so I'm not surprised. I took Zhang too. I liked Zhang in this fight, and a lot of people didn't, thinking Joyce is going to come back. I just figured, you know what, Zhang's got his number, and Zhang's moving on.
Guys, let me know who you want to see Zhang fight next. You guys heard the names that I talked about. Again, I'll run it down for you, just so you can drop it in the comments, man. Joshua, Ajagba, Parker, Wallen, Coley, Magomedov, Anderson, Sanchez, Ruiz Jr. Who do you want to see him fight next? Drop it in the comments. Let us know below. Guys, we will see you next week for the knockout of the week. And, catch me tomorrow on episode of Knuckle Up, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Neil, I'm sure your show is going to be tomorrow sometime. Please let everybody know what time they can catch you.
Yeah, it's going to be about 6:30 tomorrow, guys. Boxing 101 with myself. So hopefully you can make it here, talkingfight.com. Always appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscription, and all the support. So thanks a lot for coming out, checking us out. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Don't forget, you can also catch the Sugar Show an hour after that, 7:30s on Wednesdays. Guys, we'll see you next time. You know what it is. Fighting solves everything. Knuckle up.